What is up, fellow benchwarmers? Welcome to another playoff roundup. It's the conference finals, and we've reached we're getting closer to that final stages, of course, with us, Komish. Bago natin pag-usapan yung playoffs, some NBA news muna tayo. Coaching, we talked about the coaching changes in one of our episode last week. Now it's starting to fill up. So Indiana got Rick Carlisle back.
That's a very good hire. Their former coach, na champion coach din. So that's very, very good. The best hire in my opinion so far. And then two interesting picks as well from Dallas and Boston. So Dallas, Jason Kidd is finalizing another deal. Anong take mo dito? I don't like it. Hindi natin pwedeng i-judge si Kidd, pero din-judge ko lang siya based on the previous or the past coaching jobs niya na hindi impressive. Tsaka mukhang
which was both Brooklyn and
Bucks. And the Bucks. Para tong parang nag-hire ka ng kamag-anak. Parang ganun eh.
Well, baka nakita nila Kidd can be someone that can groom Luka. Kasi point guard yun yung trend ngayon with some players in terms of their demands of coaches if they have a say. 'Di ba? Parang napapansin ko they would really prefer past players. Well, Rick Carlisle naman is a past player pero mas gusto nila yung mga parang mas younger previous players ng NBA.
Yes, but I just don't like the fact that masyadong familial, they just chose within their organization. Kasi Dirk Nowitzki, di ba?
Yeah.
They got him as advisor. Tapos Michael Finley rata ang parang one of the top positions din. And then now Jason Kidd. Pero this hire was because of the Nico Harrison hiring.
Yan, Banggitin ko pa lang, yan, one of the medyo outsider siguro in terms of their hire is Nico Harrison, which is an executive sa Nike.
And supposedly close to Luka.
Yan, so baka trying to get Luka to sign that max extension this summer.
Luka will sign the max extension whether he wants to stay or not to Dallas. He can just ask out after.
Nakita naman natin how it happened with Harden, how it happened with other players who probably would have had bigger salaries like sina Chris Paul, sabi natin, or Westbrook, untradeable contracts. Or wag na natin pag-usapan yun kasi Chris Paul and Westbrook kahit papano close to their prime pa . Let's talk about John Wall, diba? John Wall was traded.
Yes, tama ka dun. Actually, maganda yung point mo about Luka and Jason Kidd. That is a factor na they might have considered then. Ako kasi, I was thinking more of parang the past of Jason Kidd as a coach, kung yung X and O's niya, taka yung motivational tactics niya, hindi rin siya popular among his former players. Hindi rin siya nag-click with, I think he coached Giannis, right?
Yeah.
He coached Giannis. Tapos parang alam ko, okay naman sila ni Giannis, pero hindi yung talagang very loyal sa kanya na coach.
In fairness naman, during the years ni Jason Kidd, that's the time na medyo slowly nag-improve yung game ni Giannis.
Yeah.
I mean, as a player development siguro, that we should at least somehow give him that credit in terms of Giannis's development. Kasi no one really expected Giannis to be, an MVP of the league.
Tama yun. That's
parang
correct
parang the Mark Jackson, Steve Kerr type of situation, di ba? Mark Jackson parang is not being given credit for how he handled the Golden State Warriors kasi he wasn't able to get them in the finals. Pero somewhere there, dami ring players nag-benefit dun, I would say.
Actually, that could be true, yung development ng player. But for me lang, I guess, let's see. Kasi wala na masyadong i-develop ang Dallas Lucas, basically just Luka. I don't know what this means for Kristaps. Kasi very defensive coach din si Jason Kidd, and we know how Kristaps has performed. So those would be interesting to see.
And
those things.
Chances are Luka had a big say here in the coaching.
Yes.
For sure yan. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure it out right now.
Yes.
The player empowerment in the league. For sure, he had a major say about the coaching hire. So, Jason Kidd. And then, of course, Boston. A low-key hire. But could be a good one as well. Yan, no?
I love it.
I love gusto ni,
this one I like. Ime Udoka. That one is what I like. That one is what I love. Because si Udoka, he was an assistant for Popovich, diba? For a long time. And then nag-assistant siya sa Sixers with Brett Brown. And then with Brooklyn this past season with Steve Nash, with Mike D'Antoni. He's already been coaching, he's been primed ready na siya for head coaching eh. Ngayon lang siya nakakuha ng opportunity. Saka very very sexy yung girlfriend niya. So
yeah pala.
Oo, kaya gusto ko talaga.
Hindi ko alam yan.
Hanapin nyo. Medyo
search nyo.
Kasi kaka-search ko ng research kay Ime, iba lumalabas ng mga mga stories eh. Kaya na-curious din ako.
So, Ime Udoka is a former player din, di ba? So,
pogi eh. Malamang maganda talaga yung asawa. Artista yung asawa eh. Wala lang, napupunta tayo sa chismis. Okay. Pero magaling talaga si Udoka. And I think that's what Boston needs. Brad Stevens, nung natanggal siya as coach, maraming lumabas na negative stories that we did not know of. That we did not know of. Biglang lumabas yung parang favoritism, tapos yung parang he lost the locker room na pala. Ayaw na pala ng mga players dahil parang parang yung offense niya stagnant daw. Maraming lumabas na news. So, let's see. This change might be good for them.
Yeah. Pero despite all the news, na-promote pa si Brad Stevens. And so I'm sure, not maybe some of them are true, pero I would think na based from news of other teams or do sa mga nangyayari. Minsan blown out of proportion eh. Minsan nilabas lang yung balitang yan pero they've already patched things up, naayos na nila, napag-usapan na nila. And that's water under the bridge. So kung ganyan talaga kalala, I don't think they would still bring him back as the president of basketball.
Well, ang sabi nila,
that's a big
ang sabi nila kaya daw siya inangat to president is because they like him, the owners and the management, kumbaga the ownership likes him. Pero yun nga, nagkakaroon nga raw ng problems with the players, so pushing him up keeps him within the system, within the organization, and then at least, di ba, na-solve mo yung problem with the players not happy with him. So let's see kung ganun nga ba.
So let's see what happens here sa mga coaching hires. So there are still 4 vacancies so far. Hindi pa natin alam among these 4 remaining teams kung magkakaroon ng vacancy. Yun nga sabihin ko, pag-usapan natin ng Milwaukee, Atlanta, mukhang baka matuloy na talaga si Bud eh. kung pag-usapan muna natin yung game today. So today, Clippers won versus the Phoenix Suns with Chris Paul back. What's your take on that? Surprised ka ba?
Yes, medyo surprised ako because I thought with Chris Paul back, they would have the momentum, the motivation, yung parang yung moral boost to win this game. And it was close, pero Cameron Payne, it's weird to say this na parang na hurt sila when Cameron Payne got injured. Kasi iba yung flow na nila with Cameron. Tama si Chris Paul eh. Cameron Payne was playing at a fast pace. Attack eh. He was just attacking. Yung kanina, Chris Paul was very tentative.
Yep.
Stagnant yung offense eh. The offense wasn't moving at all. There was pick and rolls, there was ball screens, there was everything. Pag pumasok sa loob si Chris Paul, he wants to pass. He doesn't want to shoot.
He doesn't want to drive,
rhythm.
Actually.
Yes. Nawala yung rhythm. So I think nakasama yung pagpasok ni Chris Paul. I mean, ironically.
Hindi, baka rin sabi ko, baka it's a matter of him trying to get back into the game shape, or not really game shape, pero the pace,
the rhythm
of the game. Kasi pero tama campaign, kahit si Ty Lue nagsabi they couldn't keep campaign in front of them kasi nga sobrang bilis.
Yes.
And medyo hesitant nga si Chris Paul, pero I think the key here really would be Chris Paul. I guess any two of those point guards kasi Campaign played really well over the past 2 games. And I think I would expect Chris Paul to bounce back in the next game. Kaya ako naman nasabi how key these 2 point guards are because we can talk about Devin Booker, who somehow has been kept in check. Diba?
By Pat Bev and Terrence Mann. Yung defensive Pat Bev has been very, very crucial here. Yeah. And Booker, I don't know how much better he can be with this kind of physical defense ng Clippers. Hindi mawawala yung physicality ng Clippers. They were physical from the start kanina. And Pat Bev and Terrence Mann, these players just really were, taking turns being physical on Booker. So I don't think the rest of the season, rest of the series, you'll see 50-40 points from Booker. I don't think that will happen.
Malabo.
So ngayon, malabo yun. So it's up to Chris Paul nga. Malaking bagay na Cameron Payne sprained ankle. So even if he comes back and plays, yung speed na sinasabi mo, yung everything na ginawa niya, malamang he won't be 100% na rin the rest of the series. So may chance ng Clippers here. Suppose maganda yung, Ty Lue, the MVP of this team. Kaya nga I'm always saying na hindi pa tapos ang Clippers because if you look at all their losses, kahit sa Utah series na pag-usapan natin, they're always close. Even on the road, sila close.
Actually, yeah.
Diba? So,
even yung game 1 eh.
Yeah.
The game 1 was close until the end. All the Clippers really need is to keep it close. And
close, yeah.
I think medyo safe to say they have a little slight advantage on the defensive end in the sense that defensively they seem to be a better team, but that doesn't say a lot talaga kasi the Suns are a good defensive team.
The Suns are better than the Jazz and they're a better defensive team, but the Clippers are playoff defense kind of a team kasi physical sila and they irritate you. They're aggressive if they need to. They have players, they have dogs in their team. Like si Bev na, kahit si Cousins and even Zubac. Yeah. Zubac was a great player kanina. He outplayed Ayton. And anytime that happens, you would give it to the Clippers.
and they have players who can make shots, very timely shots. Kennard made timely shots kanina while they were pulling away, diba? Si Batum has always been steady presence, diba? And of course, si Reggie Jackson, pinag-usapan natin kanina over the past few games. Reggie Jackson is, I think, if all players, hayaan na nila si Paul George to make his 20-30 points. Pero they have to make sure that Reggie Jackson doesn't get 20-25 points. Kasi that offsets yung loss nila of Kawhi.
Easier said than done though. Kasi he's shooting so well. Tapos yung mga floaters niya, pag drive niya, kung hindi man niya dadakdakan like si Gobert, yung ginawa niya, yung mga floaters niya na off-balance, na off-angle pa. Everything is going in and the confidence of Reggie Jackson every game, parang nandun eh. Wala akong nakakitang bad game ni Reggie Jackson. So I was
pero I feel naman defensively, he won't be as difficult as of a cover than say a Paul George. That's just me. Kasi, or a Kawhi. I mean, mas difficult cover siguro sila Kawhi. Pero I think crucial yun for the Clippers kasi that's where they get their offense. I mean, offensively, I think if merong man challenge with the Clippers, it's the offensive side. I don't trust their offensive ability at this point. Yep. Compared to the Suns.
But we have to look at a point that I want to look at is the quality of shots Clippers are getting are way better. Are way better. That's why mas dangerous sila and that's why I can still pick them over the Suns because of that. Kasi open shots eh. It's a matter of making it or not making it eh. Yeah. So
yun lang nga, open threes madalas.
Open threes pa and they have a lot of good players. May chance lang manalo ang Suns dito if Rondo papilitin ni Ty Lue na ilaro si Rondo. Pero credit to Ty Lue. Rondo, he used him in the first half. Sobrang nagkalat si Rondo and you can see what he did. He decided to change it up and then didn't put him back again. So yun nga eh, that's another thing that makes me scared of the Clippers. Ty Lue has really been showing his stuff these playoffs. So
and he's not afraid to use players. Yes. Yun eh. Kennard, Terrence Mann, these players baka in other teams very tight na yung rotation, hindi na yan masyado magagamit eh. Or even DeMarcus hasn't really played much
in spurts,
throughout the regular season. Yeah. Pero paminsan-minsan ginagamit niya just to change things up. So
let's see about Monty though. Monty supposedly also a very good coach in the sense of adjustment coach. So sabi nga, nabasa ko kanina na parang they haven't had to adjust since the Lakers series because, well, they've been on a roll, di ba? 9 or 10 straight. So ngayon, they need to adjust. Let's see if they would adjust and how they would adjust because Devin Booker is the number one adjustment they have to make. Kasi if he's not scoring that well, not shooting that well, tapos sa defense siya yung tina-target.
Yeah, yun yung sabihin ko eh. Another thing
negative.
That the Clippers are doing is siya yung tina-target nila sa defense and they are making him play defense and he is frustrated. Kanina, he had a little bit of foul trouble and then, di ba, hindi ka na nga makashoot, ikaw pa yung sa defense, so they will wear him out eventually. Kaya nga, sabi ko, very important dito si Chris Paul.
He's certainly not Kobe. I'll just put it out there. Hindi pa rin ako makaano doon. Parang sabihin na parang he's the next Kobe. I was thinking the whole time.
Sabi ko nga,
which part?
The field goal. Pwede.
Malabo naman. Wala si Kobe
4 turnovers.
Wala si Kobe na 2 straight bad games. Saka si Kobe will help you in other parts of, the game kung hindi siya makashoot. Di ba?
Sa defense
defensively
actually.
Man lang defensively, rebounding man lang. Layo. So Stephen A. Smith.
Alam ko, we're Kobe fans, we're Laker fans. Kaya
layo eh.
Kaya hindi namin gusto yung comparison na yan. Kobe yan, layo-layo pa niya from Kobe.
Layo. Paul George muna, bago mag-Kobe.
Baka nga Paul George, lamang pa si Paul George ng konti.
Oo, lamang sa kanya. Lamang sa kanya.
Medyo ma-exploit dito si Booker and we've already seen it. Medyo ina-exploit siya unlike the past series eh. Talagang he had a free way to making shots or driving. Dito medyo pahirapan ng konti.
Pero tama ka eh. Yung sinabi mo na bottom line is Chris Paul. Kasi ang meron lang na Suns na wala ang Jazz or ang Mavs is a veteran like Chris Paul na parang pwede mong sabihin kung ang Clippers, they're a bunch of veterans na parang battle-tested dogs na, well, the Suns have the Chris Paul, which is probably the most talented dog out there. So it's up to him. It is showtime. I mean,
and as weird as we say it, si campaign is very important din. Kasi veteran din yan. I mean, he is a veteran out there and he knows how to speed things up. Or yung pace niya iba rin eh. Na medyo nahihirapan din si Clippers eh. So,
pero in the end, we always
pero Chris Paul would definitely, kasi si Chris Paul naman talagang gagamitin nila dyan eh. Hindi naman si campaign, di ba? So Chris Paul needs to be more
saka we want to always say na we want Chris Paul to win. Sana makaisa siya. It's up to him now, 'di ba? Ito na, 'di ba? Show us na hindi ka talagang, I mean, hindi lang malas. Show us na parang kung healthy ka at you have the team, you can lead them to the championship. If you don't, then, maybe hindi ka lang malas. Hindi, baka hindi ka lang malas. Talagang, you don't have something. May kulang kay Chris Paul.
Let's move on to the east side of things. Ito na. From one point guard to another. Trae Young dropped 48 on the Bucks. I wasn't able to watch the whole game. First half lang napanood ko, but at first half medyo you get a sense na the Bucks might not be able to pull it off, pero although pa rin as worried kasi it was just the Hawks eh.
And actually the Bucks were leading the whole time.
Kaya nga nung first half parang you get a sense na they were leading pero the Hawks are coming back all the time. Lagi sila nakakahabol. Hindi sila makalayo.
And they were up by 7 the last 2 minutes.
Yun.
So, 'di ba? So baliktad eh.
Hindi, pero ito rin, I think it's hard to guard a player like Trae Young, especially if meron siyang support group. Okay, so the way I see it, they should, have an easier time with this Hawks team considering they went up against Kevin Durant, who really was playing really well. The problem ngayon is that around Trae Young, ang daming pwedeng sumuport sa kanya. That's the difference. That's the major difference between KD and this Hawks team.
Tama. Mas deep to, unlike KD na solo lang, yun lang ang pinofocus mo. Etong Hawks team, ang daming pwedeng pumutok eh. Pero yun nga, they're fearless eh. Parang nothing to lose. They're like playing with house money na lang eh. Even John Collins has been a revelation ah.
Yeah.
The 3-point shooting, the athleticism.
Pero ang difference that I've seen, at least from that game 1 in the Brooklyn series, is that parang I think na caught up ang Bucks na they feel that this could be an easier series than the Brooklyn series eh. They weren't as physical, they weren't as aggressive. They were just so lang. Let's take it.
Sorry pero it's up to the coach talaga eh. Not piling on Budenholzer. Pero you see the defense he did with Trae the whole game, na kahit na 40 plus points na si Trae, he had Brook Lopez and Bobby Portis stay down, parang hindi siya mag-show. And kaya naka-shimmy pa si Trae, di ba? I mean, yun pa lang, as a coach, you have to think, bakit ganong katagal na open si Trae, isang player like Trae Young, na nakapag-shimmy at nakapag-whatever pa sa ball bago tumira? It means your defense is really wrong, man. You have to do something. I mean, change it up.
Yeah.
Diba?
So we'll see. Game 2. We'll see tomorrow sa Game 2 how they... The last series naman, they adjusted a bit sa defensive end. I just think they just need to have that sense of urgency the same way they had with Brooklyn. Yun lang. Feeling ko the way they played defense last time, medyo yung Hawks first game, medyo they were relaxing a bit. Thinking na Hawks lang siguro yan eh. But they have to be, I think if they become more physical with Trae a little bit, you know what I mean? The way they were physical with KD, baka better.
Kaso wala silang PJ Tucker na maliit eh. Kailangan nata nila
Drew
ng
is the next best thing. I think it's Drew's time to shine on the defensive end. That's why they got Drew. Drew naman is not all defensive team din naman yan eh. And many point guards always say that he is the best guard defender out there. So he should prove his worth. I mean, kahit huwag na siya masyado mag-score kasi I think the last game he was trying to score naman eh. So
pero I think tomorrow Bucks yan. I hope and I think.
I think.
Kasi I think parang kita mo sa game 1 na they had the advantage naman talaga. It's just that they couldn't finish as you said.
Yeah, and yung killer instinct yun pa rin. I think ang interesting dito in these 4 teams, of all the 4 teams, siguro Hawks lang yung medyo may killer instinct na angas ng konti eh.
Clippers.
Well, yeah, and the Clippers. Well, without Kawhi, medyo hindi pa ako ganun ka-convinced eh. Kasi the killer instinct usually comes from Kawhi, di ba? The daggers. Pero the Hawks talaga, they have this knack for, basta if close yan, yari kayo sa amin.
Pero I mean, the Clippers, they have a legit chance of winning this championship this year. I mean, this team, there's something magical or special with this Clippers team, and it's, I don't know what it is. Parang it's their year, the way I see it.
Tingnan natin.
Let's
see what happens. Sana mali. I
Pero,
just feel mahirapan sila without Kawhi talaga. I mean.
Pero imagine Clippers versus Bucks. Come on. I'll take the Clippers in that matchup. I'll take the Clippers even without Kawhi. I'll take the Clippers in that matchup.
Ewan ko, let's see.
Parang baliktad mentally.
Ito lang natutunan ko sa playoffs. Until that 4th game has been won, you really can never tell.
Oo. Sana
kasi
mali ako.
Isipin mo na lang Brooklyn Bucks. Nung nag 2-0, everyone felt it was Brooklyn na.
Yeah.
Sure na, di ba? Philly Hawks, di ba? When nag 2-0, everyone felt...
Hindi nag 2-0 yun. 2-1.
Ay, 2-1. Hindi, no one really felt the Hawks were there. I mean, medyo sure the Philly yan. Even the Lakers and the Suns, di ba? After the first 2-3 games, everyone felt na, ito na, the Lakers na to. Medyo sure na, kitang-kita daw. Pero wala eh. I mean, even the series ng Jazz and the Clippers, Pero kaya natutunan ko, you can really never say na sure na yan until that fourth game has been won. Dami pwede mangyari. Alright? So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Hopefully the Bucks. Come on, Bucks. Let's do it.
Kailangan namin long series para maraming games. Para exciting.
Kahit na wag na long, basta pumasok na yung Bucks. Yun na lang.
Dapat naman. Dapat yan, papasok yan. Pero gusto lang natin more games, more excitement man lang. It's been exciting. So
exciting naman more? I mean, TV ratings daw are way up. Highest since 2012. Nabasa ko.
Hindi naman.
TV 2012. Since they were counting the ratings.
I been following the ratings. Hindi naman. I mean, may mga games.
Siguro certain games. Pero baka kasi sobrang tagal na rin. Alam mo yun, everyone's really into the games na rin.
Akala ko, sabi mo, everyone's bored with LeBron. For the first time, walang Golden State.
Walang LeBron. Actually, I think factor yan. Like, everyone's rooting for the Suns. Everyone's rooting for the Hawks. Diba? I mean,
it's
hati-hati
fresh diba? Parang something new. Diba?
The Suns are actually one of the favorites. I would say crowd favorites in terms of
pero
who they feel will win this year.
The Bucks and the Hawks are out rating the Clippers and the Suns.
Because of Trae Young.
But that's surprising pa rin kasi, di ba, LA yun LA yung isa which has a lot of viewers So parang nakakagulat.
Maraming nag-Trae Young Bandwagon Trae Young. Hawks.
Maraming may gusto ng bata, mukhang baby. Tapos
young team. No one expected it. Cinderella run, kumbaga. I mean, hindi sila Cinderella run kasi 5th seed naman sila sa East. Sila tipong 7th or 8th seed. Pero everyone's rooting for them. And the Suns, actually. Yung mga crowd favorites. So yun, guys. We'll see what happens tomorrow. And that's another playoff roundup for Fantasy Benchwarmers. We'll see you again on Monday. Bye, guys.